All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Kona Brewing Company, and they are headquartered in Kailua-Kona, Hawaii, and this is their Big Wave. So this is an American blonde/golden ale that comes in at 4.4% alcohol by volume, 21 IBUs at the time of review. I don't know exactly how old this can is, but it does have a best by date of August 15th of 2024. We're about 3 months away from that date, so we should be more than good to go. So a couple months ago, I reviewed their Longboard Island Lager, which I remember really not loving, but I enjoyed it. And when I reviewed it, it just wasn't the same to me. And I remember enjoying this one, so I'm hoping that this one is more in line with what my memory thinks of it as opposed to something different. So I guess we'll see. Again, it's just like an American, they call it just a golden ale. It's basically American blonde/golden ale, and I'm here for it. So we're gonna crack this one open, get it in a glass, and see what we got going on here. So give it a pour here and spill a lot of it like I typically do, and then need Bounty paper towels to clean it up. I just feel like I might not be the best at pouring beers, but I also just think like the cans themselves are kind of funky. Stealing a little bit here. It's all right. We're fine. We're going to put this over here like this. Don't need the Bounty paper towels today. The quicker picker-upper, not needed. So into the glass. That looks like a golden ale to me. Yeah, it definitely has that blonde golden look to it. Good clarity too. You can see my hand through it. It might not be crystal clear, but it's very close. Just over a finger of a bright white, creamy looking head. Actually looks way creamier than I anticipated. Good carbonation. This has the etching to produce the carbonation. Hold it up to the light. It looks beautiful. See the light through it. It's glowing. But yeah, I think that looks really nice. And let's get a nose. Whew. This one has a little bit of hop character that I don't remember it having. Like it has this like nice citrusy like hop character. Yeah, that's nice. It's orange, it's grapefruit, maybe a little bit of tangerine. Almost a little bit of like a orange marmalade character that I used to get a lot with like faded old school like American IPAs and like Imperial American IPAs. Like, if you gave me like an 8% double IPA from, the early 2010s into the mid 2010s, and it had like 4, 5, 6 months, a lot of times I get orange marmalade, which I love orange marmalade. That's what's happening here. It has, instead of like bread, it's almost like you had a biscuit and you put orange marmalade on the biscuit. It has like a biscuity kind of malt character, but yeah, there's a pronounced like orange citrus note. Wow, that's nice. Yeah, it smells really good. It smells nothing like I anticipated. I don't remember this one having that like hop character. It's not big or anything, but it's noticeable. Yeah, I want to get into it. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, that's better than that Longboard Island Lager to my palate. Now, the taste doesn't have straight up orange marmalade. It's more of like a lemony kind of citrus vibe. This is not, for like a low ABV kind of crusher that's available to a lot of folks, this is solid. Body on this one, we'll say lighter side of medium, 4.4%. It's nice. Maybe higher side of light, but kind of in that wheelhouse. Not watery at all, which is good. The mouthfeel is very crisp on the palate, moderate carbonation. Got lots of effervescence going on. It's very clean as well. Super refreshing and crushable. It tastes, a lot of these beers I've been reviewing lately for Shelby beers for the month of May 2024. This month, I picked up a lot like this where lower ABV crushers, some have a little bit of a fruited kind of quality to them, or there's actually fruit or natural flavors in the beer. And they're all pretty damn solid. Like I could definitely crush a lot of these in the spring and summertime. This would be one of those beers where I'm looking for something, sub 5%, has some nice flavors that are subtle and makes it very crushable, but it's different. This is different than a lot of blonde ales because I do get right up front that biscuity kind of slightly bready malt character. Dives underneath the palate, omnipresent, never steps in the way, and then like halfway through the palate, maybe a third of the way through palate, I get citrus, and then where it was in the nose, more of that orange marmalade, orange tangelo, it's more of like the zippy, zesty kind of lemon. There's a touch of like an orchard fruit, like maybe a very minute kind of pear quality. On the back of the palate finishes grassy, floral, touch of earthiness. This is semi to full on dry, very mild bitterness. The hop character there is just kind of balancing out the beer as a whole. This is not too sweet. This is a good beer. Like, if someone handed me this at like a barbecue or something, and I was like, hey, you got a beer, whatever, I'd happily drink this, because this is better than a lot of macro lagers out there. And it just has a very easygoing kind of vibe to it. And again, I remember this one being kind of like this, and it's living up to my memory. I don't remember that orange marmalade character in the nose. It didn't carry over, but I do remember this one having like a biscuity kind of citrus tone, but it wasn't to the level in the nose. And I think the taste is very reminiscent of what I remember this one being. So I don't remember what I gave the Longboard Island Lager. I think it was like in like the 3.2, 3.25 realm. This is definitely better than that, and I enjoy it. So Kona Big Wave, they're golden ale. A lot of you can get your hands on this one. I would recommend it if you like golden ales or you like lower ABV crusher beers at a reasonable price, because I'm giving this a high 3.75. I'll go 3.8. If we're talking about like a somewhat mass-produced big, golden ale from, or I should say a mass-produced golden ale from a relatively bigger brewery at this point, this is one of the better ones. I'd probably give this in like the low 4 range for the style itself. It's just really nice for what it is. So my preference between the two, I would take this over the Longboard Island Lager all day. This is an ale, that's a lager, but I'll tell you what, in this situation, it doesn't really matter to me because this just works better. So I do enjoy this one. So anyway, price point, I think I paid like just under $2 for that can. I believe 6-packs were $10.99 for a 6-pack. You probably can get like, I don't know if they come in 12 or 15 packs. If it's 12-pack, you're probably looking at a 12-pack for probably like the $15.99 range. If it's a 15-pack, probably in the $20 range. I think that's fine for something like this. Might be a little bit cheaper, more expensive where you are. And availability, I'm sure they have a beer finder. I really don't know. We only get a couple of their beers. We used to see a lot of them from their Cocoa Brown Ale, which I want to review and revisit because I haven't had that in a while. This, the Longboard Island Lager, and they have a couple other ones, but you usually see the Longboard Island Lager in this. At least I do here in the Buffalo, New York area. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. 4.4%, you really can't tell. And I am pleasantly surprised that, this kind of reminds me of what I had back in the day, but I even think it's a little bigger than the last time I had. I don't remember the last time I had this one, probably mid-2010s, but this one's definitely pretty solid for what it is. So if you've had it before, comment section. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Till the next one. Cheers.